Hey, Gunline. Fire mission coming down. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, Shoot the Shit, episode number 149er. That's right, one more to go, and I'm taking a 2-week break, Chief, so y'all won't be hearing no midweek memos, no motherfucking shoot the shits. So, yeah, y'all can catch up on the old school ones. With that being said, I had a guest tonight that was supposed to be old Chuck Landis from back in the days of 277 FA, and I think he was in 316 as well. But unfortunately, he had some other obligations he had to tend to, being, living the life out on the farm. It's a bit difficult, I don't want to say difficult, but it's a hard life, chores, getting all kinds of shit done. So, and then I believe it was one of his boys' birthdays. So I didn't want to, impede on that or have him feel rushed or anything. So as always, my homie, my brother from another mother, the Black Mamba himself, motherfucking Lee Hunt, to the rescue, man. Dude, welcome again as always. Sans Chooks with the red pill, blue pill. But we have the blue pill today, but we're going to try to steer away from politics and just discuss just the shoot the shit type topics, the shit that we would on the gun line, even though politics comes a lot on the gun line, but not this time. Yeah. First and foremost, thank you for, as always, last minute, being able to come on. And dude, we were just talking a minute ago about your transition. And for those that are unaware,
pause. I'm not transitioning to a woman, all right? Yo, pause.
Well, I mean, people might be a little bit concerned with the hair. Got the whole Whoopi Goldberg look. You know what I'm saying? So
Dave Chappelle, Nutty Professor look going on and shit.
All right. But no, I mean, you're going through a physical. Well, there you go again. You're going from you're doing a metamorphosis. Look, the motherfucker's been working out.
Yeah, man. Right. I'm trying to improve my body. I was from 138 when I first started, and I'm telling you, man, I don't think God wants me to be a certain way because I'm 163 right now, and I cannot get to that 165 because as soon as
beans and rice and tortillas will get you there. Believe me,
man. It's about to happen, dog. That's what's next. like the audience didn't see it, man. But you seen that big ass plate I just ate?
Yeah, this motherfucker was grubbing. I mean, he was looking like a motherfucking starving Marvin from Ethiopia who just got some motherfucking food and plate.
Yeah, man.
No racial shit. Just
I will say this, man. Like Ethiopian women, those are some beautiful women. Have you seen them?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. And I've said this many times before in my prior back in the day. I was not one of the black persuasion or Mexican persuasion, mainly because I grew up in the black neighborhood and the Mexican neighborhood. So I liked stuff that was exotic, I guess you could say, because to me, seeing a black chick was every motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying? I got used to seeing big ass and big titties, big, succulent lips. It was just the norm. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, it was like, okay, cool. But when I saw a white girl with green eyes and red hair, that's not something I'm used to, brother.
Oh, Brave.
The fuck is Brave?
Some cartoon, man, like a Scottish person or whatever. It's like a Disney. It was a Disney. She's like a Disney princess or some shit.
Wait, you got me over here licking my lips about fucking, and then you're gonna bring up a goddamn kid cartoon? This motherfucker. Wrong show, fool.
Yeah.
This is Epstein Island.
Yeah, no, right? Epstein Island. No, because you're talking about what did you say? Red hair? And it was crazy because we had this soldier, right? She was what was her name? I can't even think of the girl's name, but she had red hair and she was short and shit, and everybody just called her Brave anyway. She was pasty as fuck.
I love that.
Everybody just called her Brave.
I love that shit, man, because again, it was exotic to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But as I got older and I've matured, I was able to see beyond just the skin tone, and be able to look at the facial features, the structure. Now, if we could only do something about that fucking attitude, we'd be good to go.
Whose attitude? Whose attitude?
Who's what?
Whose attitude?
Really?
Yeah, really. So we said we're gonna stay away from this. We're not gonna go there.
I'm just saying, black women. You gonna tell me black women ain't got attitudes?
Nope.
That's not political. That's just a fact.
I don't
You
think
serious right now that black women ain't got.
I don't think they do have attitude. I really don't think they have an attitude.
Get the fuck out of here. Okay, you know what? I forgot that.
Hey, keep in mind.
Look, one thing that Hunt did was that he made a fucking promise that he would never put down his black man or black women ever, no matter what. So he's sticking to it. Hey, props. I'll give you props on that. But I'm want to tell you that yes, black women, the majority, vast majority, have a very shitty attitude. And if you don't believe it, just go ahead and find yourself one of those black women that see a black man with a white woman.
I don't think they have a shitty attitude. And the reason why is because, like, for years, like, in my opinion, black women have gotten hard from everybody. They got it hard from black men, they got it hard from white men, and they definitely got it hard from white women. But that's just my opinion. And I could go deeper into that, but I don't feel like getting into that on this podcast.
We ain't gonna go on this podcast with that shit.
But we can talk about what we said, like the stars. Like I'm not a huge nature person, but I do love the stars. I've always.
Hold on, we got a cap. We got to put a cap on that motherfucker. We can't just transition like that.
The transitions, they don't have attitude. They don't.
Look, black women have an attitude, and if you told them they got a bad attitude, they're gonna knock you the fuck out to where you're seeing stars. And now we segue to seeing real stars. You gotta let me segue it, man. You gotta let me segue
it. Yeah. But then I remember my first deployment in Iraq, right? It was 2003, right? I remember looking up at the stars, man, and I was just like, man, this shit is beautiful, man. Like, why are we stuck here? You know what I'm saying? It's like so much. And it's crazy, man. I don't know how like other Christians feel about it. And I know people are probably gonna judge me and ask me like what type of Christian I am, or like I don't really care. Like my relationship,
those motherfuckers.
Yeah. Dude, that's what I always tell people, man. Listen, my relationship with God is my relationship with God. Like, like he's the only one that can judge me. Like, I don't care what you say. You know what I'm saying? But like, I've always wondered, like, are we seriously alone? Like, it's just too big. Like, the Milky Way itself is too big. You have like all these other just galaxies that we can see with the Hubble. Like, are we alone? Like, what is the deal? Like, it's just I don't know, man. It's always fascinating.
This motherfucker done turned this into a crosstalk. God damn. I feel you on that. And honestly, Hunt and I were talking about this earlier. We were talking about nature and shit like that. I was talking to him about taking my kids out camping recently. Unfortunately, they didn't become camping. If you heard the midweek memo, which nobody did, by the way, before I go there, I need to say something. Dear YouTube, just because I put Corona crap or COVID crap in the fucking title, is that why you're gonna stop my shit from being pushed to other people? Because I swear to God, I mean, it's either that or I get it. Motherfuckers don't want to listen to my shit no more. But normally I would have not many, but I have my solid foundation of people that listen, you know, and that's about probably, I would say 15 to 20 on the midweek memo in the first 2 days. You know what I'm saying? And this was on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I've hit 2.
Yeah, it hasn't even popped up on my stream, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Are you subscribed to it?
Yeah.
Really? You know, funny you should mention that. My wife is not only sub, but she put the little bell tab on there, right?
Yeah, and she didn't get no notification, did she?
Nope.
That's why I say, man, like I didn't even get it.
So, I mean, is there censorship going on? Yeah. Am I going to censor myself? No. You know why? Because fuck you if you think I'm going to censor myself. I said from day one on this podcast, we are going to talk shit like we did on the Gunline. I don't edit. Whatever you say on here is going. So watch what you say, you know, if you don't want it on the air. And fuck it. If YouTube's going to do me like that, that's fine, y'all. But check this out. Let's teach those motherfuckers a lesson. Let's show them that they might want to censor me, but all they're doing is just going to end up blowing me back up. Anyway, that's all I had to say about that. Now let's go back to we were talking about the stars, right? Yeah. So yeah, dude, it was beautiful, man. It was really fucking beautiful. And I can concur with what you're saying, especially being out there in the desert. I can just imagine, because you were there, you know, in the initial invasion, the initial push. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure that you guys were out in the middle of fucking nowhere at times.
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah. And I mean, one thing I want to see, dude, is like you said, the Milky Way. You know how they show that shit? Like, it shows like it's like the fucking cloud or some shit out in the middle of nowhere. I want to see that, but I haven't been able to.
Well, we're not actually going to be able to see like the Milky Way because we're a part of it. But you know what? Like, interesting fact, right? The point that we are in the Milky Way, we are in the Milky Way when the point that we're at. The last time we were at this point is when dinosaurs were roaming the earth.
See,
oh, you don't believe in dinosaurs?
Oh, I never said that. I believe in dinosaurs, but this just reminds me of a conversation that I had with a buddy of ours where he said that if there was an alien watching through a telescope right now at the Earth at this time, they would be seeing dinosaurs walk. And in my brain, I can't wrap that around myself because the time is now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but light, you got to think about it. It takes light so long to get to a place like the light that we're seeing from the stars right now. That's not shit from today, man. That shit from fucking thousands of years ago.
And I get that. I completely understand the light. But if you're going to tell me you're seeing reflections or, the dinosaurs walking, no, they're not alive anymore. They're dead. So, I mean, that just doesn't compute into my head. I get about the light. The sun might not be there no more. I get it. It takes that much time to travel. I get that. But I don't comprehend how if somebody is looking at this time they have a super powerful telescope that can see to the earth, they're going to see dinosaurs walking if there's no dinosaurs walking right now.
Yeah. What's up? I was gonna say, like, I seriously doubt that they're gonna be looking at a telescope if they can see that far away. So they should have some kind of, interstellar ships or something, so they can be like, "Yo, fuck looking at a telescope. Let's go on a field trip."
Right? Like, what do you think UFOs are?
Yeah, they gotta get the alien Miss Frias and shit. Come over this motherfucker.
Hell yeah, motherfucking magic school bus. Nah, magic UFO. Shit.
Magic salsa, bitch.
There you go, dude. Just to let the listeners know, we're just shooting the shit, kicking back. We got a guest coming on. He was a sailor, so that makes him a seaman. Coming on here. And he's gonna come on here and we're gonna chop it up with him. I was on his podcast, which is gonna drop Monday at 0600. Go look it up. It's called the Average G.I. Joe Podcast. I'll be on that podcast on Monday. Well, I already was on it, but he drops it on Monday. He actually edits and all that shit. I don't. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he does what he does. I don't think I'm going to listen to it simply because I judge myself too hard. But listeners, whoever's listening to this, do me a solid, man. On Monday, I want y'all to go to Average G.I. Joe Podcast and go check that shit out. I'm going to make sure I post that shit on the fucking Facebook too. But yeah, man, back to the fucking stars and shit like that. The more I think about it, the beauty that is out there, how is it that we just fit so perfectly between the sun, or how did we align so perfectly, from the sun, the moon, the other planets, so that our gravitational pull was just right for life to fucking exist?
Yeah, I mean, I can say the standard answer, especially with what I believe. I can say
God made it.
Yeah, I can say that. But it is just interesting to know. I think that it would be like, that's something that I would like to know. Like, for instance, now I'm kind of going off on a tangent, right?
All right.
So I personally believe that a lot of human history, like they said, it burned in the Library of Alexander. I think that is bullshit. I know for a fact that human history, the hidden human history, is under the Vatican right now. Like, I believe that shit 100%. I do believe that they're controlling that so people won't know exactly, like, this is where we came from. I do believe we've had a shitload of technology even way back then. There's no way you're going to tell me that people just made these pyramids, like bringing them big ass slabs of concrete, them boulders up there. Like, how did they do this? And then for people to say it was aliens, no, there was some way they did this. Stonehenge was another. How did they move this stuff? Like, how? Like, I believe it's all connected, and the history of it is sitting in the Vatican right now.
Honestly, I think that it's funny that you mentioned that, because I've been wondering, why we keep saying that these ancient civilizations were not savvy enough to do these things. I get it that the technology, we can't grasp how they would have had that technology back then because we're barely fucking bringing it up now. But who's to say that they weren't so advanced that's why they're gone? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why we can't find them anymore because they were like, man, fuck y'all motherfuckers. Psh, deuces. Now who's to say that we're not the savages? You know what I'm saying? Who's to say that? Why? Because maybe they evolved to a point where they were like, why are we wearing clothes? Why can't we just walk around and just be free? But no, we look at them as uncivilized.
Yeah, you like kind of like reaching like, so we're in the third dimension. So you pretty much mean like they're like fourth or fifth dimensional beings, right? They found a way to reconnect with spirit, if you will, and just, have that connection. Like, I still believe there's a lost city of Atlantis. I think that shit was real too, man.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, how else can you explain honestly how so many different ancient civilizations have so much in common? How do pyramids just appear on every fucking continent? They all just happen to have that same mind frame. No, somebody had to go somewhere to go fucking put that idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And show them how to do it.
Dragons, bro. How does every culture have a fucking dragon?
Like they do, man. Listen, dragons are real. I do believe that the Smithsonian is hiding evidence that giants have been walking around on this earth. Like, there's just so much cover up going on, man. And I don't want to sound like a conspiracy.
Oh, giants, bro. Mountains being petrified fucking trees.
Yes, I've seen. Yeah, I've heard about that too, man. Like, it's possible. It is possible, man. Like, we just don't know.
I think that the Vatican, what they probably have is a way to tie in science and theology and put them together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Vatican has that knowledge, but they won't do it because I don't know why. Because they like keeping motherfuckers on a goddamn rope, and
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're talking about a fucking place that, hey, they're raping kids. Okay, just move from this place to a different place.
Yeah, like, man, I have a whole thing about Catholics, but I don't want to get into that. I will say this. This is another reason why I think that the Catholic Church is hiding shit, right? Look at what they did, how they persecuted the people during the Renaissance. Like, look how they persecuted those people because they were like, hey, listen, let's think about this shit right here. That is why the Illuminati, if you will, came about, right? Because they had to come up with their own little secret shit so they could keep up with their, I wouldn't say technology, but all their quest for knowledge, their learning that wasn't orthodox. They had to come up with some shit. And it's like a fancy word, my $5 word for today. The word Illuminati, apparently it's like an anagram, the way it was originally written, meaning it's the same forward and backwards if you look at it. I know what you're thinking. But once we get done with this, you have to take it.
We'll have some fraternal discussions.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Let me not go too far into that.
Right. No, it's all gravy, baby. No, it's honestly, it's just interesting to talk about because honestly, I was sitting here wondering what the hell I'm going to talk about, and just to get into my field for a bit, I realized, man, that I feel like I have no life, bro. Aside from, well, I mean, I know I got it. I got a wife. I got kids. I have 2 cars, a motorcycle, a home. I have all these tangible things. But I sit back and I wonder, like, I don't need those to make me happy or feel fulfilled. I got a promotion at work,
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But I still feel unfulfilled. I hate using that word. The feel part, but this is actual feelings versus, thoughts. I feel like personally, I'm not measuring up to where I want to be. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, bro. I'm sitting here and I'm just getting into my feels. And then I started fucking thinking, like, aside from what I do here with the podcast thing, I don't talk to anyone. Like, literally, I don't talk to anyone else except for work. That's it, bro. You know what I mean? So it's I start wondering to myself, like, fuck, what happened to life? Where did this, when did it stop for me? You know, I mean, if stop me if I'm losing you at some point, but like, I feel like mm, I just live within four walls, and the only times that I've enjoyed myself is actually going out with the kids and spending time and watching them play, you know, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that part. But as far as like trying to, I can't explain it, Hunt. I'm just fucking going nuts here.
No,
Like,
I feel you, man. Well, I will tell you this: you said you feel like you're missing something. You're probably missing Jesus. But now, this is my plug. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man. Like, trust me, man. I get it, man. Like you said, man. You know, hey, God has blessed you, man. You got, you know, your wife, your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm blessed. I do have kids, but for the most part, man, like you say, man, like you talk about you with four walls, brother. I come home to my house every day, and I'm like, okay, it's just me. Let's see what porn I can look at today. You know what I'm saying? What am I gonna look at? Look at the classic. Let's look at Pinky. You know what I'm saying? But Pinky got a lot of people through a lot of deployments.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I'm within four walls all day. Like, I don't go out. I literally don't go out. The only place I go out to is work and home and work. You know,
Yeah,
and
same brother. School and home. School
and
and home.
it's
Well, Jim.
it kills me, man, because like I mean, I start thinking like, fuck, what else is there? And I can't say it's because of the COVID, because we're in Texas. Texas, we know we do our own thing.
Don't give a fuck.
Man, now we're gonna get started. We're trying to avoid it, but guess what? Hey, LA, I love you. You're home to me. You will always be my home. But y'all gotta mask up again. Oh no, the Delta variant. Oh no, aren't y'all fucking vaccinated?
No, there's a shit ton that are not.
Yeah, and you're gonna okay. So
We're not gonna get into it.
no. It's beating a dead horse,
Yeah.
and I'll just leave this to the listeners that are vaccinated and they want everybody to get vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, what fucking sense does it matter if I get vaccinated or not? You're good, right? That's all I want.
I'm not, and I don't plan on being vaccinated.
Oh, neither do I. I don't give a fuck how much they mandate it, because that's what it sounds like they're trying to go to now. I don't know if you've been listening to it, but like they've been trying to like push this whole, it seems like we're gonna have to get this to be mandatory. The measles, well, you know, people have to get shots for this and that to go to school. Look, man, I draw the lines at my kids. You guys think you're gonna fucking vaccinate my kids to go to school? My kids will be homeschooled. That's it. But
yeah, I see.
That'll be it. But anyways, pushing through. I can't blame it on COVID about not going out, you know, and I don't know. I just don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel that I have friends here. I mean, Chooks lives maybe 20 minutes somewhere around here, around my area. You know what I'm saying? But I know he's a family man as well. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing his thing. So I don't know what I'm missing.
I think it might be the point to where you're still, now you've been out for a while, but I think you're kind of really missing the whole Army thing, man. Because like there's times that I really miss it too, man. I find myself really thinking a lot about it, and like I have one friend that's in the class that I'm in. She was a ordnance or whatever, but like we still talking. It's like that's where I feel like real comfortable, because we just like shoot the shit. We just like always shoot the shit about like bullshit or whatever, man. And she's a real cool person, and we just shoot the shit. And everybody is like, it's crazy because we have another female in the class. She was like, I just somehow pay attention to y'all's conversations at the wrong time, and this shit just sounds so funny and weird. And we're like, yeah, man, this is like it's normal conversations to us. We just be like,
and I think you hit it on the head, man. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like I hate to have a revert all the time to how much I miss it, because I sound like one of those fucking broken records of back in my day, you know. Yeah. But honestly, it sucks balls when I look at the Facebook, you know, and I'm seeing all these all our peers, you know, that are now first sergeants, you know, like my boy Cabrales, he's a first sergeant over there with Hawthorne now, you know what I'm saying? And and I see my boy Medina, he's doing his good thing. Like I see all these guys still continuing with their careers. and how much they're hating at the same time. But I mean, it's one of those things where like, I wish I could be in that position to be hating it too. You know what I mean? Because I just miss that shit of just being in the office. You know, after we're done, we're just waiting for formation, right? Mm-hmm. And you just be sitting with all the other chiefs with smoking there and just bullshitting. And like you said, with that one person in your class, it could be just regular everyday shit, but it seems that bond that you have, it's just unbreakable. You know, I don't know, dude. I mean, I'm just probably talking shit. I don't know.
No, man, like I said, man, like I feel you, man. Like you said, man, I see peers and shit that's still in the Army, and I see like shit that I posted on Facebook, and like, damn, man, I missed this shit. And then it's like, you know, the occasional Joes that have hit me up and ask me questions and shit, and I'm like, you know, that's dope that, you know, you still asking me questions even though I've been out for a couple of years.
I think it's because we had goals that meant something. I'm not saying my job doesn't mean anything or doesn't have like, but it's just not as fulfilling as it is to when you see taking a private to the board and having them succeed, taking that private to become a specialist, and then taking him to the sergeant board and seeing him get his promotable status, going to war, you know, as shitty as that was, and then coming back, you know, and having that tangible, like, yeah, we did something, whether we may agree with it or not at this time, but we were able to fulfill our mission. You know what I mean? So we have a mission and we complete our mission. That's why I'm happy with this promotion I did get at work recently. And because now I have a goal that I need to reach every month. Basically what I'm doing is I'm like a coach to my to the associates, and I just listen to them, make sure that they're doing shit right, whatever they're fucking up on, assist them and on how to do it better. Easy shit, right? So
I'm not trying to downplay it, man. I wasn't gonna say it's easy because you still have to, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have to deal with people's attitudes. You're still gonna have to be like, hey, listen, man, you might need to do it this way. So there's always that attitude, man. There's always, you know what I'm saying, that you got to keep your professional tack, even though you might want to be like, yo, fuck you, just do this shit. You know what I'm saying? So
I've been talked to about that already.
Yeah. But yeah, man, so I'm not gonna say it's easy for you, man. Obviously, I'm not doing your job, so I'm not trying to downplay it or upplay it or anything like that, man.
Right.
I think it's gonna be it'll be a challenge. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what you're missing too, is that challenge, that adrenaline rush, like you said, that you can just take these people and mold them. Yeah. And that, you know what I'm saying, they can have them look up to you. Because like, who was I talking to? Oh yeah, one of the conversations we was talking about, I was like, yeah, man. I asked her, I was like, so I said, y'all squad leaders, did any of y'all ever call them dad or anything like that, or mom? Because you know, they were. She was like, nah, what? I was like, yeah, man, like it's crazy. I was like, you know, some soldiers like in artillery, you know, they would literally call us dad, like they're chiefs and everything. It's like, you know, we would take care of them. She was like, nah, man, that sounds kind of weird. And I was like, yeah, to the outside looking in, it would.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, man. It was just like that one soldier. It was like you had either one soldier or your whole section. They would call you dad, man, and they would know, like, and like I was telling us, like when they fuck up, they knew that they fucked up, and they would feel even hurt because they honestly looked at you like a father figure. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's like something you had to smoke and be like, yo, man, what the fuck are you doing? And the motherfuckers would be so hurt, like, God damn it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's because that's when you know you're a good leader, when you got people that do what you tell them to do, not because you told them to do it, but because they want to do it. You know what I mean? They want to succeed. And I wasn't the greatest leader because I was a yeller, but I also was fair. So I yelled across the board. You know what I mean? If one got it, everybody got it. You know what I'm saying? So,
bro, trust me, it took me years to get my fucking leadership right.
It was a learning experience, you know. But especially when I made E5, oh fuck it, I was just going off what, you know, the chiefs that I had. You know, I had Tank and I had another one named Sarnaguayo. Sarnaguayo was a nut. This motherfucker was a nut. Anyways, but yeah, dude. And when I moved out to the civilian sector, that's where I pretty much had to learn how to articulate myself in a form that didn't sound so, you know, authoritative or so commanding. And it took me 6 years, dude, to move up.
You know, it's funny you say that shit because, like, I've been told that shit while I was in class. They were like, yo, it was like, oh my God, you curse a lot. And I was like, oh man. And like, I'll be saying something and one of them was like, oh my God. And I was like, so we actually have some people that are coming in. they're gonna teach us. I forgot how the teacher said it was, and I was like, yeah, man, I think I need this, man, because like I got a crazy mouth. But I actually like my teacher. She's from New Orleans. She's originally from New Orleans. She's super laid back, man. She's like extremely. She'll make sure motherfuckers get that shit. So that's cool,
Dude,
man.
what you need to learn in the dental field mainly is how to make temporary crowns and take x-rays. That's your bread and fucking butter right
Oh
there.
my god, yeah, we've been hammering that shit. You talking about like with the Zoe and all that shit?
The what?
With making, well, we had to do, what is that, Zoe? The zinc oxygenated eugenol or some shit like that.
For what?
Well, I don't, this temporary shit. Like I wouldn't say a crown, but it's temporary. You know, like
Like when you're making a temporary crown?
Yeah, you use Zoe.
I don't know what the fuck it's called. I know we had some powder. We put it in there, mix it with the liquid, mix it.
Stir that shit.
Yep.
You had
and then
like
you fucking you get your plastic, what's it called? Plastic instrument, which is not plastic, but I mean, and then you get your little spatula, put it together, and you got to go in there with your drills. Anyways, I'm about to send the invite out to our guest, and I thank you all for listening to us for the first half hour. If you're still here, bear with me for 1 second while I try to figure out how the fuck I do this. Okay, there we go.
So yeah, this is brought to you by Turtle Beach too, by the way. Turtle Beach is a leading gamer headset. Bam, I don't know if y'all see that shit.
Hell yeah, that's a badass looking headset. Honestly, dude, while we're doing this, go on ahead and take the time to go check out Gunline.com. Go purchase a shirt. It helps out the podcast. It helps your homie right here out. And also, I want you to take the time to go look at Red Leg Custom Woodworks. If you're an artilleryman and you haven't fucking gone to see his shit, do you even artillery, bro? Do you even T-Laps, Pat, bro? Because this dude makes some badass artillery rounds out of fucking wood. And with that said, they're not just plastic moldings and shit like that. It's real shit. All right, hold on. Let's see. So I reached out to one of our brothers right now regarding coming on here. He's like, Danny, I love you like a brother, but I just don't trust Facebook anymore. They are literally colluding with the federal government to suppress freedom of speech, and I'm about to delete my account. I never thought I'd see such a thing in the nation we fought for. I'm thinking he's going with. So yeah, we're gonna leave that there, and because we're not gonna dip into politics on this one today. We are shooting shit. Today is not a red pill episode. God damn it. I get enough of that through my text messages. But yeah, he should be coming on here in a minute. And dude, we're gonna give him a good on the gun line welcome here. Dude, he thought we were called artillery gunners, is what he thought our jobs was. Which sure. I mean, let's not go too bad on this dude. You know what I mean? We're gonna learn about him, shoot the shit with him, and we'll hear his backstory. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And I promise it has absolutely nothing to do with you. And I would appreciate it if you would not repeat what I said, as it was in confidence. Damn. That's cool. I apologize.
Well, one, you didn't say who it was.
I didn't say who it came from or anything like that. So
might have to edit that part out.
I don't edit, Chief.
Yeah.
So, but that's all good. I mean, I'm sure that nobody knows who I'm talking about anyway, because honestly, there's a lot of cats that feel that same way. I feel that same way, honestly, because okay. So anyways, where was I?
Waiting for Buddy to come on.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, never mind who wrote that. That came from me. Oh, here he is. And let's go ahead and bring him on. Oh shit, wrong button. There we go. I'm still learning how to use this shit in a way, kind of, sort of. All right, there he is. He's on here. What's going on, brother? Can you hear me? You can't hear me?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I hear you now. I was like, oh, wait, how can he not hear me? But he just nodded his head. What's going on, man? And
what's going on, gentlemen?
welcome to the Gunline. So you're the first sailor I've had on the Gunline here, and let me introduce you to our resident angry black man, Lee Hunt. He's no longer the angry black man though. Now that was back when we first started when I had a segment called that. So Gunline, thank you for welcoming here. Adam, what's going on, Adam? How you doing today?
Hey, nothing but much. Before we get started, I just want to thank you again for jumping on my podcast the other week. As I've listened to it a couple of times and I really enjoyed it. And I also want to thank you. I appreciate all the shout outs you've been giving me.
No doubt, brother. It's what we do. I
appreciate it all, man.
Dude, it's what we do. Go ahead, Hunt. You got something.
Yo, yeah, man. Listen, first of all, man, I see that you're a Raiders fan. That's what I'm talking about, brother.
All right, that's what's up.
Whoa. No, we're Cowboys fans around here, big fella. Ain't nobody fucking no.
Whoa, pump the fucking brakes. Fuck the Cowboys. Go Pack, go. And the traitors can suck balls. So, by the way, this is your official welcome to the Gunline. This is how we do it. Just so you know, the Gunline, in the field artillery world. All right, in the field artillery world, which is where Hunt and I come from. It's the gun line is where you have all the guns laid out, all the howitzers, right?
Yep.
And we have nets, and usually we'll hang out behind the guns on the trails, and we'll just talk shit there between fire missions or when it's downtime. We just sit there. People would leave the FDC or wherever they're at. They're gonna come straight to the gun line and just sit around and talk shit. And that's where, the camaraderie was on the gun line. So we like to say it's out of boredom, brotherhood was formed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So welcome to the gun line, brother. Tell us about yourself, man. Where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Fresno, California, hence the Raider fan. I grew up in a small little town outside of Fresno called Reedley, California.
I know where that's at. That's off of 99, isn't it? Yep. By Dinuba, I think there's one place called.
Yep.
I know that's at.
That's a rare thing. That's why you gotta tell everybody you're from the next closest big city that everybody knows.
Right. Cool shit. Now, let's see. So, big military family, or did you join the military because it was nothing to do in Reedley?
Zero. I got one cousin who's a Marine, but he went to boot camp before me, but I was depped in longer than him, so I'm officially the first one in my family to be in the military. And basically, Reedley, if you know the Dinuba area, Reedley's the same shit. It's one of those what I like to call those black hole towns, where if you don't get out, you're stuck there doing the same shit everybody else does. So.
Yeah, but this was back in the 90s when I went there, so I don't know how much has changed since then.
Zero has changed.
It's still dead then. All right. Dude, again, thank you for coming on here. For those that don't know, Adam here, he has a podcast called the Average G.I. Joe podcast, right?
Yes, that's correct.
And it's semi-similar to this. He does a great job with the interviewing. Fucking brings you in and is really interested in hearing your story. So it's like the gun line, but from a seaman side. Oh.
Yeah. But yo, man, real quick, Adam, man, if you don't mind, and not to take over for Danny, man, I would like to know what you did in the Navy, man. What your job was, your day-to-day life of the Navy, and all that good shit, bro.
Yeah, man. So in the Navy, I was a fire controlman. So I always got a caveat with whenever I tell people I was a fire controlman, they automatically assume fireman. I wasn't a fireman. Fire controlman basically work on the combat system radars and weapon systems aboard naval warships. Specifically, I was a Tomahawk cruise missile technician. So what was dope about the Tomahawk cruise missile is it's the Navy's only offensive missile on a warship. So my job was sending missiles to kill people. So
he was pretty much a fucking artilleryman, dog.
Yeah, he was like FDC.
Well, no, because he actually. Okay, did you push the button to send it out?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So he was like a paladin chief.
Yeah. He was more like a duck hunter, like ADA,
Yeah.
except
Yeah,
that he,
right.
but his actually had a target to hit. So that's good shit, man. That's what's up.
Yep.
Dude, well, since he took it away from me a little bit, we're gonna dive into that in a second. We're gonna regress a little bit now. Why the Navy?
So the cool thing about doing a podcast like ours is like you get to reflect on your own service. So I was thinking about this, and so I think, especially in the Navy, there's 3 reasons why you join the military: service to your country, college money, see the world. I was almost none of those. So I gotta preface it with a little bit of information, if you don't mind.
You good?
First of all, I want to say I love my mother. She's the most important person in the world to me. Through all my strength, discipline, hard work, and everything that I've done up to this point is either because of her or through her. With that being said, we were super poor. It was a single mother of 6 children. And I'm not going to say we had 3 meals a day and we had all of that, but my whole growing up, I was living off of hand-me-downs and stuff like that. Second of all, about myself, I'm pretty introverted and I'm a shy person. I like to tell people I haven't made a friend since like 2015. So, and with me being shy, no father figure, I learned absolutely like no trade skills growing up. Like I couldn't change a tire or tell you what an Allen wrench was growing up. So because of my shyness, I wasn't able to, I was into art and stuff like that. So I didn't take any like shop classes in high school or anything like that. Number 3, I was a smart guy. I did well on my test, but I was absolutely finished with school. By the time I graduated high school, I was done with school. 4 years of college, like
fuck that.
Nope, I wasn't doing that. And like I said, I come from one of those black hole towns. So like, there's one real option for me at this point. I don't want to be poor. I need to learn skills that I could use in the real world. And I needed somebody to guide me. So the military was the way to go.
Damn.
So that's admirable, man. That's admirable.
Hunt. He's making this hard for me because I want to clown the fuck out of it, but he just like he took away all my ammo, bro.
Yeah, I respect the man because like I was telling a mutual friend of ours, like saying I originally joined the Army because like same thing, man. Like there was no way out of Odessa, like, and kind of growing up on the poor side too. It's like fuck that, man. I need money, and like for the longest time, man, I would send money back to my family too. Even when we were deployed, man, apparently, like I forgot I did this. My mother told me I paid her rent that whole year. Like I was like, okay, I forgot I did that. But
yeah.
So.
But okay,
so why the Navy?
Yeah, I was about to go back to that. I mean, you said you joined the military, but you joined the Navy. So
bonus money. They paid them more. Remember, I hate being poor.
Okay, that makes. Wait, so do the branches get paid differently?
Yeah. I think it's based on Manning.
Ain't that about a baby? Ain't that a bitch?
So I was too dumb anyway.
Huh?
I was too dumb to join anything else other than the Army.
Hence why
I want to say $8,000 for joining the Navy.
Oh, so you're talking about bonuses then?
Yeah, bonuses. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like pay grade wise.
Oh,
like,
no.
Okay, so yeah,
all the E1s through E whatever's get paid the same base rate.
What year did you join the Navy?
2002.
2002. Holy shit, he came in before I did. Oh yeah.
What month?
July 9th, 2002.
Damn, I got you by like 7 days, man. When I joined the Army, I joined like July 2nd, 2002.
Damn. So did you try going to any other branches before you went to the sailors?
The Marine Corps recruiting office was next door to the Navy. I talked to the Marines, and I did want to go to the Air Force, but I never got to that level. And same with Army was out of the. I was gonna try to avoid the Army.
Yeah.
Well, you got to look at it from my angle. Was my senior year in high school when I graduated, I was 5'10", 117 pounds. So, like, to me, like the army was like, I don't know if it's gonna wreck me or what, but
Yeah. But don't worry, man. Honestly, the army nowadays, well, you know what? We're not going to go there. But I mean,
Brother.
Hunt is not that far away of being
Yeah.
117 pounds and 5'10" when he joined.
Yeah, like when I joined, I was literally I had to get in on a weight waiver, man. Like I didn't weigh enough. I was 113 when I joined the army.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying?
When I graduated boot camp, I came out 132. So that's what's cool about boot camp. I probably would have been regulated if whatever branch I went to.
Right.
117 when I graduated basic and AIT.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. So you guys do your basic training in Great Lakes, Michigan. I mean, Illinois. Great Lakes, Illinois.
Yeah.
Dude, what is your basic training day to day like? If like from what time do you wake up to what time do you exercise, and what do you do during your normal day to day in basic or boot camp?
For the most part, it's pretty easy. If you're like a high school athlete of any sort, it's gonna be pretty much easy. You're gonna wake up super early in the morning. You're gonna and you're gonna have chow around, I forget, like 6 o'clock in the morning or something. That's the first thing you're gonna do. After that, your day is gonna be split up between exercising and a lot of classroom time. And then go to sleep late at night. You get beat, throughout the day, and then rinse and repeat.
Yeah. I think that we have that similar. I don't know how they wake y'all up. I mean, I did see some YouTube shit was pretty kind of fun. It was kind of funny, man. I couldn't take those guys seriously, like compared to our drill sergeants, whoever your cadre is there.
Yeah.
Say something. I'm like, dude, I'd probably just laugh at you. You
know what's fucked up is that I'm speaking in for the Navy in general, but you're brand new to this environment, so everything is super intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Like the recruit training people, they seem super, they're yelling, they're making you do push-ups and whatnot, and for those 13, 14, 15 weeks, they're the scariest people on earth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get out to the fleet, to the real working Navy, and your leading petty officer is what we call them, LP1. You knew him working in a work environment, and he's kind of a goofball, he's kind of an idiot,
right.
Guys, and then they pick orders, and he's like, I'm gonna be a recruit training commander, I'm gonna be a drill instructor, and you're like, oh my god, you mean that whole time I was in boot camp, it was these fake scary dudes were really this, I just got orders to become in this position. And like, there's nothing scary about that.
I don't know, Hunt, you probably had a different experience than I did, because you went in 2002, I went in 2004. When you got out, 9/11 had already occurred, right? Obviously.
Yeah, when I went in, yeah.
Same thing with you, Adam. You went in post 9/11. Were there any thoughts of you deploying?
Yeah. Well, what about you, Adam?
That's where you kind of get the gist of the Navy. It's gonna be a lot of technical jobs. So like if the Army really wanted to, you're like, you're infantryman, grab your rifles and go. But in the Navy, you can't really just load up a ship full of people straight out of boot camp and then expect them to like launch the missiles, man the radars, stuff like that. So was there a fear of getting deployed? Not until I was officially trained for my job. So I knew I had some time.
Yeah, and check this out, bro. Hunt, how long was your AIT and OSUT? I mean, because we had OSUT. So what was it combined?
9 + 5 is like 14.
14 weeks, and then you were off to your unit, right?
Yeah.
Back into the real army, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Adam, you shared with me how long it took you before you joined the real Navy. How long was your technical school for?
It was almost after boot camp. It was almost another year and a half.
God damn. God damn, I was already in Iraq sweating my balls off at that time. Boy. God damn. So you talking about like 03, close to 04 when you got to the fleet?
Yep. October.
Man, I was October 03?
Yeah.
Brother, I got my first plate, one plate in October of 2003. And I was like, fuck it. I guess I'm gonna have to put in the front of the bank at that point in time. Like,
Dude. Oh man, that's awesome though. I mean, hey, now with your job, you had to get a clearance, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Now, were you able to maintain that clearance when you got out as well?
I tried very hard. When I got out, I worked for TSA for a quick second just to maintain my clearance. And then I went into fire control programming, and my company had a bunch of government contracts, and I was working on getting back my top secret clearance.
Damn, nice. TS would have been sweet. Dude, let me ask you. When y'all go to the range, is it true? Is it true you guys use like air weapons? Like, you guys don't use real weapons. You use like simulators?
Let me think. I think.
Okay. Do you guys go to the range to qualify with any weapons?
Yeah, for the actual qualifications, you do use real weapons, but for the training, you do use simulations, like maybe like fucking duck hunt type laser guns.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I remember we had something like that. We had the Weaponeer, I think it was called, where you had like an M16, and that was just like to get you comfortable with it before you went to the range.
If I remember correct, I mean there was still recoil. There's somewhat of a recoil on everything.
Did you feel like? Do you feel like you could take apart an M16 and put it back together right now?
Yeah, I build rifles.
Oh,
yeah.
Why aren't you in Texas?
Yeah,
San Antonio was one of my top positions to move to, but we settled on and I was just looking through pictures. I was looking through pictures of downtown San Antonio, and I was like, "Oh man, it looks nice out there." And
bro,
the cost of living is nice.
Let me tell you about a place called Killeen. Killeen, beautiful out there, bro. It's right next to the most lovely U.S. Army post called Fort Hood. Dude,
I got a question. How would it work with you being with your specialty being cruise missiles, but you would be in San Antonio? Like that's like a landlocked base.
I'm at like after the Navy.
Oh, okay.
I stayed in Virginia after I separated, and then we're gonna finally move. Me and my wife are finally gonna move to our permanent spot, and you know we're pretty much we just go wherever we want to go.
Wait,
and
you said wife?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no, no judgment. I'm just saying Navy. I completely thought something else. So, I'm just saying the village people came to mind. So we talk shit on the gun line, bro.
I mean, you couldn't stay in the Navy for 10 years if you couldn't take a little shit talking, So it's all good.
So wait, you did 10 years total?
10 years total.
Nice, man. Hey, thank you for your service on that, man. I mean, what was it like? Okay, what's the longest time you spent on a fucking boat?
I got pretty lucky with my deployments, but probably like 27 days out to sea.
It's not bad.
Is the longest.
Did you go into a sub or anything like that?
Never went to a sub.
Now, a lot of is that like kind of like airborne is one of those specialties that you request and have to volunteer for, or can you be voluntold?
No, it just depends on your job. There's a like fire controlmen or FCs as for short are the subsurface are the surface cruise missile guys, but then the subs have FTs, which they do the tomahawks on a sub. So just depending on your job, dictates which, if you're going to be surface, subsurface, or the air department.
Right on. Now, with your job, who does all the planning? Like, okay, so for Hunt and I, we were on the gun line, which meant we fired the data that was given to us. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we are antiquated artillery. Like, I'm talking about, we're like one step ahead of a fucking catapult trebuchet. Because the only difference is that we have a aiming reference that has numbers in it, and we have bubbles to level, to make it accurate. But we get all our data from what's called the Fire Direction Center, the FTC. And that's normally where the brains would be at. Us, we just gunslingers. They're the World of Warcraft players. So do you guys have somebody that computes the data for you all before you launch it? Or do you do all of that simultaneously before you launch it?
Let me try to explain it without giving away too much.
Oh, shit, that's right. It gets sensitive. Okay, so do you do any of the planning of where to get the projectile from point A to point B? Or
we do the planning over the water. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Now, in order to launch one of those bad boys, what grade has to what's the word I'm looking for, Hunt? Like
so what is the rank that's going to be that's actually going to be the one that's going to hit the button or give the command to hit the button?
We do it by seniority, and by seniority I meant the fire controlman who's been on the ship the longest without shooting a missile.
Really?
So
to me,
it could be E4 through E6 shooting the actual missile. Yeah.
See, I would think that and this is just coming from like Danny was saying, like artillery side, like I would think that it would be at least a 5 or a 6 that would be in charge of that. And I would think that the 4s and below would be in charge of hey, calculating so and so or whatever, then getting verified by maybe the 5, and then the 6 doing it, or I don't know, man.
So let me try to explain the structure a little bit.
Yeah.
As far as Tomahawk cruise missiles, we're part of a strike division. So we call ourselves a strike team. We're officially part of the ship's crew that we're stationed on, but all of our tasking authority comes from the fleet commander. So it's kind of like we're just hitching a ride, and the captain of the ship has to take us to our launch zone per se.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, he has authority over us in the sense of he's the rank essentially. But if there's a mission coming down, it's coming down from the top, and it's the captain's job to make sure the ship is in the right spot. And it's our job to make sure we launch the missile at time event 0.
Got you. With that, let me ask. So when a mission comes down, when y'all get a fire mission, for example, like in our terminology, let's say, does the order for the mission come from what level? Like, in other words, is it like a battalion level? Like, is it a full bird that's going to be the one that says, okay, this needs to take place? In other words, what am I looking for?
So
who has the authority to tell y'all to fire?
So I don't know how much you know about the Navy, but the oceans are split into what we call fleets.
Okay.
So the Atlantic Ocean is 2nd Fleet.
Okay.
All the water in the Mediterranean and the Black Seas, like Russia, Italy, all that space is 6th Fleet.
Okay.
The Gulf and the Indian Ocean is 5th Fleet.
Okay.
And then 7th Fleet is Japan, Australia. Say again?
The Pacific?
Well, Japan and Australia, that side of the Pacific, because the Pacific's so big, that's 7th Fleet. Okay. And then San Diego, where nothing ever happens, is 3rd Fleet.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the tasking authority resides on the 2nd Fleet side. They're the guys that make the missions and everything.
Okay.
And then they usually send it over to the theater that we're in, the mission itself. It gets sent into whoever's in charge whatever admiral's in charge of, you know, it's our war, so we're gonna be in the Gulf. So that would be Fifth Fleet. Whoever's in charge of Fifth Fleet is sending us our mission.
So when you say like fleet, is that like say like a division level, or is that a battalion level, or is that a brigade level?
It's like battalion level. So all the ships stationed on the Atlantic, in the Atlantic Ocean, fall under Second Fleet.
So pretty much second battalion. So that I guess that would like answer your question, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you know how like missions come down from battalion too, sometimes.
Yeah.
So I guess that would.
I think we're on the. I think we're tracking now.
So in a team, in a Tomahawk team, like we have howitzer sections. All right. So and each section is about 8. We'll just throw a number, maybe 8. So let's go with 8. Sounds about right. 8. So that's a section chief with 7 soldiers. How many are in your section?
It's about the same. It's about 8. We got 2 mission planners, 2 launchers, 1 guy that monitors the radar system, E6 that's in charge of the division.
Okay.
E7 that's in charge of the E6 that's in charge of the division, and then a strike officer, ensign. It's usually an ensign.
Ensign is what?
01. Yeah.
Fucking butter bars. And
now straight academy grads.
So do y'all treat them like shit?
I'll
be honest. We treat ours like shit. Butter bars.
Let me tell you about strike officers. Is they come straight from the academy. They see how relaxed the Tomahawk cruise missile guys are, because we're top secret clearance. We're in a top secret space.
Right.
We're behind closed doors, so it's like a way more relaxed environment. So the 01, he comes down, he sees how relaxed he's are. He's one of the guys at first. He'll cook and joke, but then the politics start taking over, and then you can see the switch in his off in his head. And when he starts being like, oh, now I gotta start worrying about getting my bars. So and then the attitude completely changes. So they're cool at first, and then by the end of their run as a strike officer, they're complete assholes, and you gotta shit on them a little bit.
Man,
so I heard like the Navy is extremely like real divisive, if you will, as far as like is listed and officers go. Like as far as like they really don't, I wouldn't say get along, but as far as like they have their side, it's not to be crossed, and we have our side. Because sometimes we kind of but fuck them lieutenants, man. Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, dude, like when I was in Mosul, there was this motherfucking I don't know what the fuck they are in y'all's in the navies, but in the army we see the railroad tracks. You know, that's a fucking captain. But what's the 2 bars for y'all?
Should be a lieutenant.
It goes ensign, lieutenant, JG, lieutenant. Yeah.
Okay. So the 2 bars, you know, the railroad, that's a lieutenant for y'all?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, no wonder, because we kept calling Captain so-and-so. So his ego was like really fucking boosted. Because a captain is the equivalent of like a full bird for us, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, keep calling me captain. It's okay. Man, if I would have known better, you were just a motherfucking lieutenant, you piece of shit. Yeah, in the field artillery, we officers are just officers. They're just there. You know, they're just there. We love y'all. If there's any officers listening, we love y'all, man.
Except you lieutenant just came from fucking Bolick to think y'all know everything.
No, now see, when I hear academy grad, I immediately think of motherfucking West Pointers, because we have West Pointers, bro, that come in there with this goddamn attitude like I know it all because I went to school. Yeah,
and that huge ass ring that just,
you know, the ROTC.
All of my division officers on the boat I'm pretty sure we're straight from the academy. So that's all I know.
You guys didn't have like any freaking any fucking, what are they called?
ROTC.
Yeah, ROTC cats.
I mean, yeah, there were, but for whatever reason, all of our division officers were academy grads.
I wonder why. Fucking good old boy system. Dude, let me ask you.
Oh, got 10 minutes left here.
Oh no, we're gonna send out another one. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send out another link. I'm on broke status, so
Yeah. You remember last time it cut off on us right halfway
yeah.
through.
I make sure I'm looking at this shit from now on, dude. So what were your thoughts of like what the Navy was gonna be like to the reality of what it was like? Was it what you expected it to be?
I kind of didn't know what to expect because the Navy is not one of these branches that you see a lot in film or media. So just talking to prior Navy dudes and like my recruiter, it kind of seemed like I think that it's the most 9 to 5 out of all the branches as far as work, because you do show up, there's like a ton of maintenance, which is what you would be doing in the civilian sector anyways, regardless of what you're doing. So you have a list of tasks that you need to do. You do them, you eat your lunch, you finish out the rest of your day. And then if your chief is feeling lucky, your E7 is feeling lucky, you might go home at a reasonable hour. So I guess the Navy was less intense of what I thought military life was going to be like. It was more like real life than I thought it was going to be.
Let me ask you, so for us, our day-to-day begins at about
6:30, really.
6:30? About 6:30, you think, Hunt?
Well, I say 6:30 because that's when PT starts. But
right.
Like,
so
you're getting up early before that because Chief should be knocking at the door.
Right. So 6:30 is when our day starts. We go salute the flag, sing our fucking Hua song, and then we go for a run or PT. And then from there, we have another formation at about 9:30. And then we work till about 11:30 and we break for lunch, come back at 1300. And if your first sergeant's a dick, he'll want a formation at 1300. And then from there, finish off the day at 1700 with final formation. As you can see, we have lots of formations.
Yeah.
Do you guys have formations at all?
No.
Oh man, no muster, huh?
We have muster by division. So by work center, I guess you could call it, and to go over the plan of the day. And that's usually around 7:30 a.m. So I don't know how it is for the Army, but in the Navy, you're always working up to the next deployment as soon as you get back from deployment. And what I mean by that is like there's a butt ton of inspections for every department. So like you might get back and then the engineering department has to do all their certifications and qualifications. So there's no time to meet up in the morning because you have 13 inspectors coming in to check out your gear at 9 o'clock. And then once the engineering department is done, the weapons system has to get all their certifications and qualifications ready for the next deployment. So once again, they use that excuse like, we don't really got time to meet up and do that stuff. We got to get back to working on. We're always meeting some sort of inspectors to make sure our gear is ready for the next deployment.
But what's the Army doing wrong, Hunt? Because I mean, it sounds like we do the same thing, but we still have to do the dumb shit in between.
Yeah. Everybody it's accountability. I think that's what. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not shitting on the Navy as far as they go, but the Army is so strict on accountability, knowing where people is at, having these formations, wasting time when shit could have been getting done when you're having these formations. But and just to piggyback off of that.
Exactly.
But
fucking God.
I had Lopez on my podcast and he was telling about his first mission in Iraq.
January 6th. Remember when I did.
And I was in complete shock and awe because like that moment dictated the rest of his deployment. And like, fuck yeah, you better be ready to run 10 goddamn miles or go off no sleep or 2 hours of sleep. In the Navy, we have our long days and our long hours and our stressful moments, but we're not going to be in a position where we're running on foot for our lives. So I think that's where the priorities are kind of shifted to like, we got to make sure our gear and our equipment is ready to go because we're not going to see that kind of action.
But I mean, we as artillerymen, also have to go through certifications.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
constantly.
I mean, we got RTEP, then we got fucking and then we have ASPTs. So we have all this shit that culminates, and then it goes to the field,
Okay.
and we live out in the field.
Table 5, 6, 12, 15, 18.
These are all firing tables that we have to pass our certifications, right?
Okay.
And like dry fire and then live fire. But somehow or another, we have to fit that within our schedule. Because like you said, like we're already slated to fucking rotate all over again. As soon as we get back, our names already fucking dropped. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you guys are gonna redeploy again so-and-so date. So start prepping. So I mean, I wish that the Army had that common. It's too much sense. And like Hunt said, it's all about accountability in the Army. We just this shit, like with the whole Diana Guillen bullshit, it's not new, especially in Fort Hood. This just shined a light on it.
Vanessa.
Yeah. Oh, whatever the fucking. Oh, Diana Guillen is my cousin. I'm sorry. Vanessa Guillen. Sorry, Diana, if you're listening. Dude, let me ask you.
Because we're missing.
Yeah, right. Let me ask you something. So with the Navy, did any of y'all ever jump off the boat just to see what the fuck it was gonna be like?
That's one of the most popular events when you go on deployment. They call it swim qual.
Oh,
sorry, and they'll just anchor out the boat in the middle of the ocean and just let people jump off the decks.
Now, how many black folks are involved in that?
Oh man, maybe 3.
Yeah. I know who wouldn't be involved in that shit. See? I look at it, motherfuckers doing that shit.
And one of them's a rescue swimmer. So.
Damn. What's funny is like the black folks like, nah, last time they made us do this shit.
I ain't in Atlantic Ocean. Nah, I mean fucked up. So I'm gonna be with Killmonger somewhere.
Dude, you start coming out with the team, start moving that little shit like that movie.
Boy, listen, I ain't got it.
Oh man.
I wouldn't jump.
As you can see, we there's no racial divides here. We talk shit all over. Dude, do you guys have in the Navy what we call EO, equal opportunity?
Yeah.
All right. Do they actually do anything, or do they just talk shit and tell racist jokes?
Well, what do you mean by they?
Okay. By EO. In other words, I was an EO leader.
Okay.
Hunt was an EO.
I don't know why.
I wonder why they always pick the minorities for this. And we don't get political or anything like that on here. We try to avoid it. But it just seems like they always go for the minority to be the EO. And But with that said, all we really did was talk shit whenever we did our classes, our training was talking shit and racist jokes. I mean, we took our job seriously if there was ever a complaint.
Yeah.
But besides that, I mean, it was just dick jokes and black jokes and white jokes. You know what I mean? Did you guys have anything like that, or were you guys more serious on it?
I guess you could. Well, I guess you could say it's more serious, and just by more serious, I mean like they get emails of the PowerPoint of the training that they got to show us, and then they show us the PowerPoint. So if that's serious, then that was a serious EO.
Yeah, I mean, all right, I got less than 1 minute here, so I'm gonna go ahead and close this one down, shoot out the new one to y'all, and I'll catch y'all here in about a minute. Is that cool? You still get to come back on here, right, Adam?
Yep, I'm good.
All right, Hunt.
Good to go.
All right, too easy. Give me about for y'all motherfuckers viewing and listening to this shit, it won't take about a minute. All right. If it's an hour, I did some bad motherfucking shot cutting. All right, I'll see y'all in 2 seconds. And hey, Gunline, thanks for being back here again with me. Just waiting for the other 2 knuckleheads to get up on here. I'm hoping y'all enjoying this. It's really cool to have Herrera here. Shit, I just used his last name. Hope he doesn't mind. Anyway, so it's cool to have Adam here. He seems like a really cool cat, sailor. He's definitely belongs on the gun line. It's great to hear about how the Navy rolls. I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are too. Please, if y'all have any kind of questions and shit like that, let me know, and we can go ahead and shoot them out to him. All right. So with that being said, here comes Hunt and here comes Adam at the same time. They're coming to join us now. So I got I got Hunt. I got Adam. Hey, man, I accidentally dropped your last name. Do you need me to delete that?
Oh, you're good.
All right, too easy. And Hunt,
Yeah,
you know the rule, motherfucker. I don't go by first names.
yeah, man.
This
Yeah,
motherfucker said Danny.
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, Daniel. Oh, Daniela.
oh, this motherfucker. All right.
Now, are we recording right now?
Yeah, we recorded. I already did my intro.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Do you need me to pause it?
I was gonna say,
You
nah,
pause it?
nah.
Oh,
Nah, not at all.
I mean, I haven't gone through my transition yet. I mean, as you can tell, I
Yeah.
got boobs.
Good
But, I mean,
transition. Yeah.
My
You got
transition
your
is
tips?
complete.
But yeah, man, like I'm really glad that I'm on here with you right now, Lopez and Adam, man, because it's always cool, you know, learning something and talking to somebody another branch.
Oh, definitely.
Service.
I had a blast with Lopez on mine, learning about all that shit. So
Dude, it's a trip because honestly, I had a jarhead on here before. I've had two jarheads on here. One was my homeboy from in Fort Carson, and the other one was my brother. And my brother, he was telling us about the fucking Gulf War, about his experience out there. And what's funny is a lot of the shit that he was telling me when we went to go see that movie Jarhead.
yeah.
Like, ooh, remember I told you about this shit? Remember I told you about that shit? Like all the shit that he had talked to me about the whole scorpions fighting, the dude that saw his wife getting fucked on the movie. He told me about that shit, bro. And then he said that they had to take away his 9 mil. And so a lot of that shit he was telling me came true. Anyway, but you're the first seaman. Besides, I like saying seaman, but I mean, granted, they are Navy. I don't care how much.
Yeah, they are. Like, oh my god,
you know, dude, all they are is fucking mostly Army rejects and Navy equipment. That's all they are.
Oh man.
Yeah, shots fired, Marines. Fuck
yeah. Like, it's just, you're Department of the Navy, guys. Yeah. Calm down. Calm the fuck down, Marines.
And Navy, I understand, stands for never again volunteer yourself.
That's what. Yep.
You have when you think back at your time in the military, like, are there any moments that stand out to you the most that make you feel like, fuck, man, maybe I should have completed it, or anything like that stands out to you?
Completed what?
Your time in service, or when you got out, were you did you medical, or were you like done, or I mean, if you could share that.
Yeah. So let's see, how far back do I want to go?
Yep.
Let me explain it this way. So in the Navy, you got a shore or a seashore rotation. For fire controlman, it's 5 years at sea, 3 years at a shore command.
Okay.
So I completed my 5 years at sea, and I got orders. I re-enlisted, and I got orders to my shore command. This was during the time where the Army was going through like their stop loss, and you didn't have enough soldiers to keep up with the deployment schedule, right. I believe. So the Army went out and started asking for help, and the Navy said, we'll help. And they created what they call the IA program, or individual augmentee program. Basically what that program was, we were taking orders, like general orders from Army soldiers that the Navy people could do. So like in Iraq on bases, they're probably like sitting in like watchtowers. They're doing a lot of like admin paperwork for you guys.
Okay.
Well, stuff like that, stuff to help ease some of that shit, so you guys could go back to doing what you're supposed to do.
Right. One
of these assignments was being a guard in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.
Oh, cool.
So I was completed my first year at shore duty. I got voluntold that I was gonna be taking one of these guard duty billets for the Army.
Okay.
What they're supposed to do is that they're like, hey, we know we're deploying you in the middle of your shore rotation. We're going to give you that year back and just add it on to the end of that third year.
Okay.
So I went through, I come back, I'm in my third and following year at sea duty and in the Navy. Excuse me, I had a burp.
Mm-hmm.
So it was up for re-enlistment time again. I went to my detailer and I said, hey, what do you got for me as far as orders? And that'll determine if I'm re-enlisting or not. And he said, I got Japan orders for you. There needs in the Navy, you need to go. That's the only options. And I said, wait, I should get my that year back added to my short rotation. So that'll extend me out. So I won't have to look for orders until the following year.
Right.
And he said, and then I got told the famous words that you don't want to hear: operational needs. He said, we're canceling that year you're supposed to get back, and the only orders you got are to Japan. I'm 27 years old at this point. I'm in my upper 20s. All my partying days are almost over. I had a house in Virginia Beach that my friends have lived in longer than I have because of this Army deployment.
Yeah.
I was like, look, man, I still have to re-enlist also while I'm taking these orders. What else do you got? He's like, Japan's it. Wow. And in the Navy, you get 3 looks. So you get 3 chances to go to pick orders. So I said, all right, man, I'll call you next month. A month comes around. I call my detailer back. I go, what you got for me? He said, Japan, needs of the Navy. That's it. I said, all right, man, I'll call you back next month. Another month goes out, call him back. Hey, what you got for me? Japan, needs in the Navy. You're not getting your time back. I said, wow. All right, I'm getting out. And so I was ready to do the 20, but it's a negotiation. It's not, I think what people don't understand is that you can negotiate for orders if you want to stay. You can negotiate anything. They're going to tell you no, and then at that point, it's your decision if you want to stay or you want to take what they want to give you. Right. I wasn't comfortable. I rolled out.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good old big green weenie, man. The Army ended up fucking you in the end, and you were in the Navy. Welcome to our world.
Good old reach around.
Right.
From the Army.
Dude, didn't even give him a reach around, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just straight fucked him and said, yeah, we'll give you your time back. Nope.
You want to hear what the most fucked up thing was?
Send it.
So this detailer, I knew him on my boat. He was an E6 on my boat. He got promoted to E7 and became a detailer. So I should have got the homie hookup right there.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
But the dude decided to be a dick. And I told him, all right, I'm not re-enlisting. I'm getting out of the Navy. I don't want those orders. He cut me those orders so he wouldn't have to deal with them for another rotation.
For somebody else.
And then the guy behind me, the guy picking orders behind me, got his choice.
Damn. That's how they do you, man. That's how they do you.
I was sitting in my office and I got out in July. So I think May, I got an email from Japan saying, hey, you're supposed to be checking in today. Where are you? I said, no, the fuck I'm not. I'm getting out.
Bitch, I'm home. Where you at?
If you're not at the beach, where the fuck you at?
I was just about to say that. If you're not on my couch, then where the fuck you at?
I wish there's a thing where they make you feel like you just got to take it, and I'm not a snitch, I'm not a rat or anything like that, but the more I thought about it, recently, the more man, I should have went up to my Master Chief, my E9, and be like, hey, this guy cut me some orders. He was in dereliction of his duty, just to make it easier and stuff, and I'm the one that got screwed. I have a top secret clearance. I'm in a highly technical field, and I'm rolling out because of this guy did some shady shit. I just wish I would have said something to somebody.
Yeah, man. I know with us, we have no problem. Even the sergeant majors actually try to get involved with us when it comes for branch detail to try to get us shit. So that's fucked up.
That's what I was gonna say. So this detailer sounds like he will be our retention NCO.
No, I would say more like branch detail.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you have anybody that works higher than him? For us, we have within our unit what we call a retention NCO. right? And he's like in charge of the battalion retention, making sure that people stay re-enlist or whatever,
Yeah.
right? But above that, we can always call branch up, which is the person that's in charge of our MOS, our specific MOS. So
Oh.
of our branch, our
Oh, I
branch
see what
detail.
you're saying.
So for field artillery, there's somebody that works at the Human Resources Command at HRC, who we can call like, hey, so hey, remember we were together on the Gunline at one time,
Yeah.
you know, make that little homie cut deal, and it's possible, and they could finagle shit for you. Not to say that it's happened, but
it's happened.
But it's happened. But did you guys have anything like that? Anybody that goes above him?
Yeah, there is something similar to that.
Yeah, I mean, that probably would have been a good option in hindsight, but who knows? I mean, everything happens for a reason though, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, how was your transition out of the military?
It was pretty terrible.
Look.
Like I said, I was ready to do my 20.
Mm-hmm.
I used, like I said, you had three months of looking at orders before you had to make a decision. And I used all those 3 months because I'm like, they're not going to throw me away. I'm telling you, I was one of the best Tomahawk technicians in the fleet. I was in a flag command for my shore duty, meaning I worked under an admiral.
Damn.
I had a top secret SCI clearance. They gave me a huge bonus just to go to shore duty to sit on my ass. I was like, how and they're just gonna let me roll. I was like, they're not gonna let me roll. That's the mindset I had. Right. And so that last look was the last month of my 2 months later, I was out of the Navy.
Damn, that's quick.
You know, trying to prepare for that transition in 2 months is fucking not possible whatsoever.
Oh man. Oh fuck, dude. Especially after, you know, you've dedicated your time there, you've become accustomed to the Navy way. Did you have any? Okay, so when we got out, Hunt, when you got out, how much time did you have from when you got your orders of, hey, you're getting out, to when you were out?
Man, it really wasn't that long, because like the longest thing was actually trying to get those orders for me. But like once I got it, it was like, oh, hey, you need to put in your leave packet because you got to be out of here.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me as well. It was like within 6 months, I was out. Like, I'm talking about starting my med board towards out. Because I started like in September, December, I had my fucking orders, put in my terminal leave, and that was it, Chief. Like, fuck, where'd the time go?
Yeah.
But, yeah, dude. What difficulties did you encounter, if any, reintegrating to the civilian sector?
Like,
I'll give you an example. For me, it's the structure. There was no structure in the civilian sector to me, and I'm used to having structure. So that was a big difficulty for me.
That was definitely one of mine, but I think I developed a lot of time-oriented anxiety, and I'll try to explain it in this way. Is you know, I did 10 years as a Tomahawk tech, which and that includes physically launching Tomahawk cruise missiles at time event 0. Now, you're shooting Tomahawk cruise missiles because you're gonna kill something. Somebody is gonna die when you're shooting Tomahawk. There's, you know, you're not shooting Tomahawk missiles to take down a building. You're not shooting Tomahawk missiles to, you know, you're killing somebody. So they want you to be on the top of your game, and they do this through what they call the cruise missile qualification test or something like that, which it certifies the strike team that you're able to launch these Tomahawk cruise missiles.
Okay.
And every month, besides that certification, every month you're in a strike simulation. Every month they're testing you and they're grading you. So every month for 10 years, I was going through worst case scenario tests on a monthly basis for 10 years because they want you to shoot a missile when the strike has 6-0, when the clock has 6 zeros.
Right.
That's when you're pushing the button. Because if you push the button 1 second after or 1 second before, and it kills something that's not supposed to be killed, they that's your ass. You know what? You're the one that pressed the button. Your team's the one that executed the mission. It's not them up there. They're like, hey, we told you to launch the missile at 1620. You launched the missile at 1621 and you killed a school bus full of children. I'm just throwing shit out there.
Yeah, I got you.
I don't even know if Iraq has school buses of children. But anyways, so I developed like a shit ton of anxiety over time and schedules. So the hardest thing for me transitioning was like, I got to be to work 15 minutes early, because if I'm not at work and I'm supposed to clock in at 6 o'clock, I'm like having a nervous breakdown if it's like 5:59 and I'm like waiting to hit the punch in button, or if my boss gives me an assignment, hey, I need you to this completed by Wednesday, like my anxiety is like filled up. Be like, man, on Wednesday at 0900 I gotta turn in this or get this maintenance complete. So like that was the hardest thing for me, is like I just have this crazy amount of anxiety when it comes to time.
Dude, I think all of us have that internal clock with us now, like always being early because if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. You know, in the Army, we have a saying of 10 minutes prior before the 10 minutes prior.
Yeah. Bro, I'm like, I beat my teacher to class every morning, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm seriously just like waiting at the door. I'm like, she's like, you don't have to come until like 8:30. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
It also drives me up a wall how like civilians don't give a fuck about being to work on time.
Oh God, they don't. Well,
or getting shit done. Like seeing them go through that gives me anxiety, and I fucking hate that feeling.
And you can't say shit to them nowadays. Guy, you try to tell somebody that they were late. So it's none of your goddamn business. Bitch, if I was a goddamn staff sergeant again, I would be in your ass. But
I got a question for you if you don't mind, real quick, man. Sorry, I cut you off the pace.
You're breaking up a little bit.
You sounded robotic, dog. You said you have a question. What's up?
Yeah. So, as far as like, if you can tell us, right? Yeah. I don't know if you ever seen like, what is it? Not Hunt for Red October. It's with Denzel Washington when he was in the submarine, right? Now, I notice it's in Nukes, right?
Tide.
Crimson Tide, yeah. So, do y'all have to go through a verification? If you can, do y'all have to go through a verification process like that with the officer before that lunches, or is that just like you said, that sergeant first class that does it?
Let me think about this.
Well, I'll say this: is there a verification process before whoever shoots that can if you can tell that?
So, for example, like for us, we have the FDC, like I was telling you, the Fire Direction Center. They're the ones that send us the data that we're supposed to shoot to. Okay, they do the targeting, right? So before it's sent down to us, though, the motherfucking the officer in the FDC track has to say it's good to go. And like the fucking first lieutenant in there has to say, okay, send it. Even though the motherfucking section chief has more goddamn time in that goddamn
yeah.
As far as the mission itself, once it gets to our system, that's the authority we need to execute.
Okay.
If we don't make that deadline, that 00000 time, and it's 1 second over, we have to call back for a waiver to shoot. The only thing that's getting verified is the flight path that we plan, and all the strike officer or the chief, the E7, they're just verifying that we're not flying the Tomahawk over anything restricted or hazardous.
Gotcha.
But other than that, if it's go time, it's go time.
Dude, like, have you guys? We get this a lot on the gun line, where we got a time on target. That's kind of what it sounds like what you're talking about. We have time on targets, right? And or at my command from the FTC where we can't fire until they say fire, but they can say fire all they want. If my hand doesn't go down, my soldier knows not to pull that fucking lanyard. But anyways, have you ever gotten to the point where you're seeing the clock go down and you got your hand up, you're ready about to say fire, and then over the fucking bitch box, you just hear check fire, check fire, check fire, and you got to stop everything you're fucking doing? Were you ever in any of those events? Because I know I was in one where I had a fucking medic in my gun and I was going to allow him to pull the lanyard. And I tell you that my heart damn near sank because on the gun, like it was at my command. We're firing out there in Merez over in Mosul.
Yeah.
And fucking, it was at my command. Stand by. I'm up right here, dog. The medic is all fucking sweating and shit. And he's all like shaking. I'm looking at him. Check fire, check fire. I drop my hand down and bring it back this way. Immediately, I lift my foot up and put it on the fucking firing mech. And thank God I did that because the fucking medic pulled the fucking lanyard, bro. Anyway, sorry, that just brought that story.
What?
Luckily, it didn't fire because I put my foot on fire mech. Did you guys have any experiences like that at all?
No. For the most part, like I said, once you get the mission into our system, it's go time. Okay. The only thing like around us that that could stop us is if a vessel goes in through the flight path. But we could see that ahead of time because we have the overlays on and we're monitoring the radar. So if we're like, hey, this ship is gonna cross the flight path, that's the only time where we might cancel. And like I said, if the execution time is 0 and we go 1 second over, we're not shooting.
Gotcha.
That's fucking crazy, man. That is fucking crazy. 1 fucking second. That shit is crazy as fuck, man.
Quick question. It's up to you if you want to answer. Did you ever get to do your job like to the effect that you were supposed to do it at?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's gotta feel good, bro. I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, getting to do your job in combat is fucking awesome. You know, they can't take that away from you.
It was awesome. I had what sucks about the military, especially during my time, was like you threw all your pictures on a hard drive and those hard drives just get destroyed over time. But my LPO, my leading petty officer, he had already shot his share of missiles. And I was popping my cherry essentially. So he went up to a bridge and he's like, hey, I'm going to record it for you. I'm down in combat systems. I'm pushing the button. And after everything was on, I went on to the missile deck to the VLS and I ripped the membrane off the canister that the missile came off so I could have my little keepsake. It was awesome.
Fuck yeah, dude. That one canister I have back there, I showed it to you last time.
Yep.
It's over there. That one has 3 kills on it. I forgot to mention that. That one has 3 Taliban kills, and it happened on accident. It was during calibration of the gun, and there just happened to be a spotter and some other motherfuckers over in Cop Monte in Afghanistan, and they caught it.
Shit. Right or wrong. Yeah. That was right or wrong. It's gone.
Yeah, that was gifted to me by one of the sections that was out there, and they were like, "Hey, man, we got this one here for you. It's got 3 Hajis on it." And one thing I had asked my guys was to please put like bacon grease all over the fucking HE round, that way they go to hell, you know, when they get killed. Yeah, do you guys have that type of mentality as well? I'm assuming you guys have to build like a tight camaraderie, especially if you're in a skiff or something of that sort, where you're, like you said, very relaxed environment and shit.
Fuck yes. And I think Hunt, you're saying how there's like a lot of division between the enlisted and the officers, which is very true. And I'm sure you guys have this in the Army, but there's also a lot of tribalism between the Navy jobs themselves. So the people in the engineering are always shitting on the operations people. combat systems and weapons department, they're full of themselves because they scored the highest on the advabs and they got these super technical jobs. And within and within the FC community, like the Tomahawk orders or job is like coveted because, like I said, it's the only offensive missile in the United States Navy. And so we come in thinking we're fucking hot shit, and we usually are. And that bond gets the division like super, super close, especially. And like I said, we're going through all these worst case scenarios on a monthly basis. So you gotta build a bunch of trust, a bunch of good rapport, like the people planning the flight path. You got to trust them that they're going to do it correctly, because like I said, if they violate some fucking treaties by flying over some restricted airspace, that's the team, you know. And then you send the mission over to the launchers, and the launchers have to shoot at 0-0. And so everybody needs that trust. Everybody has to know that you can do the job, and that usually builds like super strong bonds. Like the strike guys that I was with, those are some of my dearest friends.
You know, it's funny that you say that, man, because like Lopez, he'll probably attest to this too. Like the biggest fucking rivalry in the Army is fucking artillery guys and infantry guys. That is like the biggest fucking rivalry. And it's so crazy because we have this fucking rivalry. This is pretty much machismo back when we're stationed, right? On like in America. But like when we're deployed, it's like, nah, fuck that. Like my brother needs help. I'm sending these rounds down there. And like if shit hits the road, we're going down there and fucking shit up along with them motherfuckers. And everybody gets back to base. Everybody like high fives, and then it's fuck you, dude. You know what I'm saying? But it's that friendly that friendly beef that is the biggest one in the fucking.
It's super dope, especially when you're getting a Tomahawk mission. You know, the ship is going into general quarters. You're hearing the fucking bam, bam, bam. You're hearing the strike bells ring, so you know it's a strike. And then all the Tomahawk crews they're just running to their station, people are on the P-ways making your way. Lots of butt slaps, lots of high fives as we're running to our stations.
Butt slaps in the Navy.
So as much as we shit on each other, when it's go time, like everybody has your back, and it's a fucking cool feeling.
Oh yeah. So what it sounds like to me, when you guys are like out on your deployments, you guys are pretty much like your field time for us when we go to the field, because we're just constantly training when we're out in the field.
Yeah.
So when you're out on your floats, you know, that's when you're training, but also in a fucking live environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For us, we're training, but we're fucking training on our base.
Yeah.
So basically, your boat is your base and your field.
Yeah, and then and you bring up a thing that reminds me is like I'm talking about these monthly tests are when we're in Port USA. You know, we're shipside. We get to go home at night. We have these training missions once a month. But if we're out to sea for 3 days or 3 months, every day we're in a worst case scenario training mission every day. So
okay. Damn. Dude, that's fucking crazy, dude. So go ahead, huh? You got anything? Cause I'm reaching right now, but my questions are going more towards the dark, comical shit. So
yeah. Nah, man, like it's like I said before, man, it's really cool to talk to somebody in a different branch, man. And you know what I'm saying? Like Lopez, like we say, man, we're gonna talk shit, clown or whatever, but it's still just very interesting to hear, like, you know, this is what goes on this side of the house, guys. Like, obviously you can't say too much, but it's still cool to be like, nah, man, it's pretty dope, man.
And I had to mention my job to Lopez just to like, because I know the semen jokes and the squid jokes are there, but I need to let him know that, like, hey man, I'm killing your shit too.
Yeah. You're like a floaty artillery.
Hey, like, I'm kind of like you. I know a lot of the same stuff as you. So like, I'm not just like fucking scrubbing decks and shit.
I was thinking that I could just see you, like, you know, Popeye the Sailor Man.
What are those people called? I forgot what they're called. The ones that are just like
the ones.
Yeah, the duds, right?
What's
What are they
that?
called?
The duds, the ones that just scrub shit all the fucking time.
They're boatswain's mates.
See, y'all have weird ass fucking names for.
I mean, navies have been around for fucking
Ever.
thousands of years, and a lot of that's based off of like the Royal Navy and stuff. So
I mean,
boatswain's
so
mates
did
are
y'all have
one
a
of
little cabin boy?
The captain had his cabin boy.
Dude, no, that's cool. I mean, it's awesome that you got to do. It's kind of like in the Air Force. We shit on the Air Force a lot because they really don't do shit. And the Navy's glorified taxis for the Marine Corps, but at least you guys got you got to get your hands dirty too, which is awesome shit.
I'll tell you what, that A10, when that A10 come screaming, fucking shit up.
That's why the Air Force, the officers are the only ones that do the killing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Except on, I think on the AC-130, I think because they got a 105 fucking howitzer on that bitch.
Yeah, it's the enlisted crew doing that shit.
Ooh, can you imagine shooting a motherfucking howitzer direct fire onto the ground? Dude, that would be badass.
Yeah, it would be.
Now, on your Tomahawks, y'all have I don't know if you can talk about this or not, but they show it on the news all the goddamn time. They have little cameras of where they're going and they're impacting. Like they show that on the news. I don't know if they all have that or certain ones have it, but do you guys get to see like when it's in flight and then when it goes and disappears? Or you guys don't have access to that? It's more like in a secret squirrel type shit.
It depends on the mission. If it's super secret, they're not going to show us something. If it's borderline, an email of the after action report with the pictures might accidentally be sent to an officer who and then when I rotated to my shore, I won't get into that.
I got it. All right. Too easy. Well, I mean, because for us, we don't really get to see, like, y'all get video of the fucking missile just rolling and I've seen it on the news. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, us, I mean, the most fun we could have with a round is fucking tape a penny to it or a dime so you can hear it make a whistle and people get some post-blast fucking analysis.
Fun fact, right? In fucking in 03, during the initial invasion, we got a Bravo battery. When we finally got to Key West and the whole battalion was together, Bravo battery told us like, hey, FDC actually like told us what was going on. Not FDC, the FOs. Like they shot a motherfucker dead in the face in the building. And so like the FO apparently was like, yo, shoot him again. Y'all shot him in the face. To the same round down there to the fucking building. The motherfuckers was like, do that shit.
Oh man, dude. I mean, that's fucking awesome. To be able to fucking just dude.
But like I said, that was Bravo battery. I was in Charlie battery. So I was like, man, fuck y'all guys.
Yeah, so pretty much. I got ripped off of my fucking being able to shoot artillery, except when I was in Mosul. That's the only time I got to shoot artillery. But
hey, baby, a YF1, baby. 5 days in a row.
I had my fun in Baghdad and on the roads. So
yeah, I was there with you, guy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Damn, dude. It's crazy. Like, I mean, it sucks that you have all these obviously you can't spill the beans on a lot of shit, which is my brother always said that if he gets deported, he's gonna fucking shit all over the Marine Corps because he's a tanker, and he's like, I'll give all the secrets away from the M1. So he's like, fuck it. But going back in hindsight, because we're gonna have to wrap this up here. So I got 5 minutes left. So quick words of wisdom to any sailors out there that are on their way out or thinking about getting out. What would you give them as words of wisdom, or even anybody in any branch?
So a lot on my podcast, I like to discuss what I like to call fear-based decision making, and I think we've all come across it, like especially like on Facebook. You got the sailor or soldier that like they want their flowers because they're re-enlisting, right? So in day one, they're like, hey, everybody love me. I'm doing this for my country. I'm re-enlisting. Day two, they realize that they still got to get deployed. They still got to leave their families. They still got to do all this shit. yeah, you're still in the Army, you're still in the Navy, just because you re-enlisted doesn't mean that. But what I'm getting at is that they're re-enlisting based on fears of the outside, and so they're making themselves unhappy, and they're taking these shit orders just because they want the comfort and the stability of the Army or whatever branch they're in. And so like I want to just like recommend people, don't make decisions based on your fear. Instead, use fear as a motivator. I've been doing that my whole life. That's the reason why a 5'10", 117-pound kid, introvert with no skills, was able to leave shitty Reedy, California and join the Navy. That's why I took the skills and the training and all the technical aspects that the Navy showed me, that when it came down to another re-enlistment opportunity, that I didn't want to take a job that I was going to be unhappy at, because an unhappy sailor, an unhappy soldier is a detriment to the big picture, the big mission of the armed forces. Right. So I'd rather let somebody that's going to be happy take that job and just use whatever the military has taught me and know that I'm going to be okay in the real world. And up to this point, I've been right, betting on myself.
Damn. Look at that. He came down with some wise motherfucking words. That's what's up, man. Hey, man, I really appreciate you coming over here on such short notice, because we had it scheduled for the 30th.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy that you came here earlier, bro. Where can everybody find you at?
Yeah. Straight up, just search for the Average G.I. Joe podcast. It's off of anchor.fm, but you're gonna find it on Spotify. You're gonna find it on iTunes. I got a Twitter, same Average G.I. Joe pod. That's where I post most of my updates. It's a cool podcast. I release 2 episodes a month, on the 1st and the 15th. And there's a Facebook link around saying the Average G.I. Joe podcast. I'm gonna try to keep it up to date more as well. And then be on the lookout. I'll probably take the words of advice from Lopez and start putting shit out on YouTube and whatnot.
I spoke on this earlier before you came on. YouTube, be careful. Dude. I'm not gonna get into that again.
Okay.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all go check out the Average G.I. Joe podcast, man. My boy Adam over here is great at fucking at reeling us back in from when we start going sideways. He has a very good structure on there. So
if I could recommend one episode to listen to the First to Strike episode. It's one of my earlier episodes. My strike team, before I joined them, they were the first ship to shoot a Tomahawk cruise missile in the Iraq War. The very first. They're the first to strike. On that podcast, I take them I have them walk me through the beginning, from becoming FCs to checking onto the boat to 9/11, because most of them were on the boat when 9/11 happened. Yeah. That's the reason why we went to that war. And they were the first ones to shoot Tomahawk cruise missiles at the beginning of the war, and they go through their experience. Good episode to listen to.
Right on. Hey, we'll definitely check that out. Make sure y'all go check that episode. I'm gonna have to go look that motherfucker up, because on that note, Bonilla from what was that, 19 FA, he shot the last artillery round during Operation Iraqi Freedom, because the next day it turned into Operation Bullshit that Obama made it. So what the fuck was it called?
Enduring Freedom.
Something about motherfucking gay pride. I don't know. But hey, y'all, we got 1 minute left. I want to thank Hunt for being here on this podcast with me, with the interview with Adam. I appreciate you being here, gentlemen. Once it turns off, I'm gonna send y'all a link real quick so we could, do some post bullshitting. Y'all make sure y'all check us out on the gunline.com. Go check out the merch. Do you even laugh pad, bro? Anyways, and yeah, catch you on the midweek memo. It's gonna be the last one for about a month. With that said, rounds complete, end of mission, Gunline out. Bye, motherfuckers.